All right, I'll start by announcing our captains. Special teams captains were Keem Davis-Gaither and Evan McPherson. On defense, we had Jermaine Pratt, Sam Hubbard, and Von Bell. And on offense, we had Burrow, Ted, and Orlando. So I think it's a great group of 8. You know, there's no number I really usually put on it. A lot of guys got votes. You could make an argument for about 20. And it was impossible to whittle it down tighter than that. We had 8 guys that are all very qualified, and I feel really good as they were nominated by their peers.
Do you expect Marcus to play on Sunday?
We'll just take it day to day.
Do you have to put together a game plan that includes him and not having him?
Yeah, we're always ready. You know, there's always injuries and things you got to deal with, so we're adept at that. We'll see. We'll give it through the week.
If Jamar does play, could he do a full snap count, full load?
I mean, it's impossible for me to say with 100% conviction, but I feel good about the shape that he's in.
What's the difference like when you have to practice in game shape?
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to ask those guys that are going through it.
Just want to ask you a question on the captain.
Yeah.
A long time, finally gets the nod. He's kind of been a captain anyway.
Right. I mean, I think that's the best way to put it. There's a bunch of guys that maybe weren't captains that still have that responsibility in that pool in the locker room and with me. But Pratt, it was good to see Pratt get the recognition he deserves. You know, he does a great job. He works hard in the film room, hard worker on the practice field, obviously, and makes a ton of plays for us in the games. Very smart player. He's in year 6, same year as me. That's easy to remember. So, again, it's just good to see guys rewarded and knowing that it could have been a bunch of other guys as well.
When you guys went through free agency, what made Geno so the guy at the time?
Well, smart player. We'd played against him. Smart player, had a lot of respect. You know, he's a guy I know we tracked on special teams before, and then he got his opportunities on defense. And so we had a very clear picture. This is like a lot of more feedback than normal, I feel like. We had a very clear picture of what he was as a person dating back to his time at Iowa. Seeing his role in that defense in Baltimore, he'd executed it very well. So you could see a very smart player, good communicator, made a lot of plays on the ball, was always where he needed to be. And we just thought that was the right fit for us on defense. And he's, to a T, he's been everything that we'd hoped he would be. And so I think it's been really good to see him and Vaughn and the other DBs back there communicating. And, I mean, good rundown player where he can fit in the box and make the tackle and can be a physical presence in there and at the same time be on the back end and hold up his coverage responsibilities and be a weapon for us as well there. So just a very well-rounded player that's been a good asset for us on defense.
You've gotten to know Sheldon Rankins playing against him.
Yeah.
Is there anything you've learned about him?
Another guy that just sees the game at a very high level and kind of understands how we're being attacked defensively and has great awareness for what's in front of him offensive line-wise. Obviously, you know, a good rundown player, but really good in pass downs as well, you know, as a rusher. Great quickness. So I think it's exciting to watch what he can do for us once he gets on the field.
From your perspective, Zach, what are the 1 or 2 most important responsibilities a season captain has?
You have to guide the locker room. You know, there's a lot of things that don't make it to my radar because good captains take care of it before it gets to that point. You know, they're the voice of the team. And so if there's issues that arise that myself and the coaching staff need to be aware of and fix, and, you know, I'm very open to the communication of scheduling. You know, maybe we take a trip and it's a unique day and I didn't get the schedule quite what's comfortable for everybody. You know, usually the captains are the ones to bring that to my attention. They do a great job communicating during training camp, even though there are no captains at that point. Guys do a great job of that. A lot of the guys that were captains. So there's a whole wealth of responsibility. They also got to help grow the young players as well and turn them into veterans as quickly as possible because we need everybody on this roster. And so it's really up to the captains to continue to groom guys at their position, their unit, and the team because they're smart enough to know what we need from all these other guys. And so that's on their responsibility as well.
Is there 1 or 2 that in your experience has stood out like the cream of the crop in terms of handling all of those responsibilities?
Well, I mean, sometimes you probably wouldn't know. You know, you hear they don't come tell you, "Hey, coach, just so you know, I did this great job for you." You kind of you hear the whispers though of situations that have been handled, and nothing I'll get into in here, but I know that we have a really good locker room.
As quietly reserved as Evan seems to be, that surprised you that he was selected?
No, it's always you wonder where the special teams captainship would go, and I think he's confident. The guys have confidence in him, and that's leadership. That's quiet leadership. Evan's not going to sit up there and yell and scream at guys, but I think in its own way that's leadership. They are great at their position. They take responsibility for everything that's on their plate as a kicker in his case, and lead by example. And so when guys trust that, they got to do their jobs, and so that's just a quiet form of leadership there. You need energy. You certainly need energy at practice. It's good when guys are willing to call others out in tough moments. Hey, this isn't acceptable. This isn't what we tolerate. This isn't our culture. I've seen that plenty over the years, and it's always been a good thing. And sometimes you just step back and let those guys handle it. Sometimes you got to step in. But I think that I've seen a lot of examples of that over the years.
Do you plan to name a starter at right tackle and cornerback?
And at what?
At cornerback?
Yeah, Dax will start at corner, and Trent Brown will start at right tackle for us. Yeah, I mean we'll manage that situation as we continue to go, but with a rookie not practicing today, certainly that would be a hindrance in order to play a game. But Trent's done a great job for us. We've managed him throughout this training camp, but he's a pro. He's doing a really good job taking care of himself this training camp, and so I'm excited to watch him work. He just keeps competing. It was a great battle. It wasn't this guy failed, and so the other one's the starter. It was two guys. I really felt like bringing the best out of each other, and so for Dax, to be able to assume that responsibility, I think is good, and ton of doesn't mean DJ is not playing. It doesn't mean that there's not roles we have for these other guys, and it's a long season, and so guys got to be ready for their opportunities to come.
Week one is always filled with uncertainty in the NFL. You hear it all the time. But is there an added layer to that when the head coach is going up against?
Can you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Week one's always filled with
Yeah.
uncertainty in the NFL.
Yeah.
But now the Patriots come in and they have a new coach for the first time in 24 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like to think there's that about us as well. We've got plenty of things that we've changed that they'll have to adjust to. So week one is about adjustments in game. You'll see something thrown at you that you maybe didn't see on preseason tape or years past, and just got to be ready to adjust. And I think speaking about our offense, so many pieces in place from years past. We've seen everything, and so to be able to adjust on the move, you feel comfortable with that. Same with defense. So many guys back that have played ball for us. You really can say, Dax was a starter last year at that corner position, so you got 11 veterans out there on defense that have seen everything as well. You can adjust and communicate. So I feel good about that part of it, but that's going to have to take place over the course of the game. We'll see. We'll just take it through the week.
Coach back in front of
Mm-hmm.
put him over there and during his course of career, usually don't have to work. That's got to be a little bit of a comfort going into the opener.
I think to be able to have a veteran at both tackle spots with he and Orlando is a really good thing for us. Okay, thank you.